So stay in the heart center and just randomly repeat the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Just as a way of invoking divine love into the heart center. Deep compassion. This love doesn't come from the personality, it doesn't come from the conditioned mind, it comes from the higher self that you already are. So we use the mantra to invoke it, to open to the inflow of it. So sometimes it's helpful to sense that it's flowing in, as you're saying the mantra, that it's flowing in from the back of the heart chakra, between the shoulder blades, like a current of this love light flowing in through the back of the heart center. Or, if it's more effective for you, visualizing it flowing down through the crown chakra into the heart center. Or both. As much as possible, let go of mental commentary. Let go in the mind of theological discussions, philosophical discussions. Much as possible, let go of discussions about your worthiness or unworthiness to be a vessel of this love. Just let all that go. Mind may have 1,000 things to say. Just let all that go and stay in the heart center. Letting the heart center continue to open and become full of this love and light. And if you don't feel it, don't intuitively see it, then visualize it. Visualize light in the heart center, growing, developing, intensifying. And just continue to say now and again the mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. The mantra doesn't belong to a religion, it doesn't belong to a tradition, it belongs to humanity. It's a key, one of many, that opens the heart to receive what is always longing to pour in, which is love and grace and light. Always that's longing to pour into our lives. So we just use the mantra to turn the key and open the doors, open the curtains to the inflow of this. That is of our true nature to begin with. practice here is to continue to turn back to the light. Every time the mind distracts you, which it will, it's totally normal for the mind to be not cooperative, or to be interested in it for a few minutes and then to want to move on to other things. So that's a part of this practice. The mind is going to be distracting. So don't try to fight that. Just turn awareness back to the light. Every time you find yourself distracted, moving out of the heart center, thinking of other things, as soon as you become aware that that's happened, just gently redirect awareness back into the heart center, back to the light. We have to train the mind to continue to look to the light. Not to look for our salvation from our suffering, from things outside of ourselves, but we find it within. We come back to the inner presence. We come back to love. We come back to the light again and again and again. Right, now, with a heart full of this, even if you think you're just imagining it, if you think you're just visualizing it, you're making it up, it absolutely doesn't matter. It's operating on a very definite level of reality, whether or not the mind understands it. So with a heart full of love, now begin to look for things in the body, in the mind, that need a connection with love. Begin to look for discomfort. Any areas where you've been struggling this week, any feelings of fatigue or discouragement, any feeling like you're not getting this somehow, or the stresses of your life are just crowding out your ability to spend time with the practices. Any discouragement, disappointment, any criticism toward yourself or others, any fear and anxiety, any sense of aloneness or loneliness, any of that. Let awareness open to perceive any area of struggle or pain or suffering. Anything in your system that doesn't feel like love and light. It can be a major catastrophe or just a simple irritation. If it doesn't feel like love or light, allow your awareness to connect with it. And through the connection, allow the love from the heart to flow. So awareness, the point of your awareness becomes the connection between the love in your heart and the wounds and fears, the mind states that we struggle with. Could even be physical pain. be elements of fear, it could be elements of shame, discouragement, discontent, even despair. See if you can let go of a sense of these qualities being personal, as though you have them and other people don't, or that your version is somehow worse or better. Just see them in your system as energies that are present. Bring awareness to connect with those energies and let the love that has been accumulating in your heart, let it flow through that awareness connection. And be very aware of how the energy that you're focused on responds to this flow of awareness and love. Just make it a big science experiment. What happens to my discouragement? What happens to my anxiety? What happens to my loneliness when I bring it fully into the light of awareness and love flows to it? What happens to it? Check it out in your own experience. So then cultivate your sense that awareness is purposefully, intentionally looking for these things to connect with. What else? What else can I connect with? What else needs the flow of love? All of these challenging mind states exist because they're not connected to love. That's why they exist. Shame and fear and discouragement and despair, these things exist because they're cut off from love. So then awareness is just busily looking, what else can I connect to? What else can I see? What other forms of discouragement or pain or suffering can I connect to allow love to flow to that which is crying out for it? What happened in this past week? What do I remember? Where did I get triggered? Where did I get reactive? Where did I feel discouraged? Where did I feel put down or not enough? Where did I feel judgmental and superior? I can bring these to mind, reconnect with those energies, connect to them with awareness, and allow love and light to flow. Now, let that process just continue to go on its own without your consciously having to attend to it. And bring yourself back into the heart center and just rest in the light. Just rest in the light. And then make the shift. Rest as the light. Not in the light as though it were something separate from you that you could rest in sometimes and not sometimes, as though it were something that comes and goes. No, it's not. It's what you are. Rest as the light. This takes courage to make the shift. We have to overcome elements of our shame-based story to rest as the light. Resting as the light isn't a personal thing. It's not something that anybody could see and then think really, really well of us because here we are, the light. It's not like that. Resting as the light is the ability to let drop away all the elements of a fear or shame-based sense of self. And the light doesn't need anybody to notice that. The light doesn't need to have any affirmation. And again, the practice here is the mind will distract you. And when you notice that you've been distracted, just gently redirect awareness back to the light. This is practice for the upcoming week. To just gently, continually redirect awareness back to the light. Which is a way of saying, redirect awareness back to itself. All right, then a nice deep breath. Feel the way the body is being supported by the chair. And when you're